What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash versus Ethereum. This is my third attempt making this video. Mr. Hat, we're doing this for you. This has not been an easy one. You've handed me I don't even know what to call this, man. It's not the easiest one. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. We are going to talk about Bitcoin Cash in this video, of course, but I do want to do Bitcoin Cash versus Ethereum as well. Just to start the video, that is the request. You know, you could just do BCH ETH and go to Kraken. It gives you this. But if you type in BCH USD versus ETH USD, and we get the Coinbase pair here, it's a little bit more historical data. We can actually get the all-time high versus Ethereum, right? Bitcoin Cash price in Ethereum to the all-time low. And we are at, apparently right now, we're at about 0.11%. No, I'm sorry. We're at about 11% of an Ethereum in value. There are targets for this cycle to go all the way up to about just over 1 Ethereum's worth in value. Okay, so that'd be like a 1.15 standard versus Ethereum. We could go beyond that. Oftentimes you actually do go just a little bit beyond the 618, and you can interact with that 69. Maybe you go higher, but it would make sense just looking at this for what it is. The 618 would make sense, and even just a little bit above that, because that's where you have some previous support, could turn into resistance. I would expect that we interact with this area. Certainly would expect that we gain ground versus Ethereum. All in all, to say, I think this cycle, Bitcoin Cash, and I think we all knew this or know this, that we are probably going to gain grounds versus Ethereum throughout the cycle. We've actually had a downtrend since the 2017 high, 2017 high. Since that cycle, we've had a downtrend versus Ethereum. We found our low at the end of the bull market, or the bear market here. Actually, we found our low, yes, at the end of the bear market, and starting this bull market, Bitcoin Cash has outperformed Ethereum. Absolutely it has. We could stop at the 0.35, but that wouldn't make too much sense to me. I mean, 0.35 of an Ethereum, I do expect Ethereum to at least reach let's call it 7.8K, and potentially up to 14K, even higher. I do think it will interact with 10K or break 10K, and 35% of 10K, that's only $3,500. That to me does not really stand. I mean, it could make sense, but 3,500. I mean, that'd be the 1272. That'd put us at our all-time highs for Bitcoin Cash, our previous all-time highs. So, I mean, it is possible. That's a very pessimistic look, in my opinion, for Bitcoin Cash. I actually do assume that we are going to see phenomenally higher prices than that. We're probably going to go up to at least 13K, if not 23K. That's my kind of expectation. But again, no, I'm sorry. I want to stay on the page. I meant to hit this back button. There we go. But again, you know, the minimum expectation on this chart versus Ethereum would be 3.5. And again, that was all based off of if Ethereum was at 10K. If it's at 14K, it'd be higher, but still, that's nothing what we want to see. I think a retracement like this for any chart, seeing it in a bull cycle, which I do think we're in a bullish phase versus Ethereum, I think going up to your 618 is very, very possible. But it would happen probably with the allotted time that we have. It would have to happen at the end of 2025. Unless the bull cycle goes on longer than that, unless everybody's wrong and it actually extends in time, gives us more time. Maybe it's not that intense of an incline. Maybe it's a little bit less, but still that's pretty intense. So asking for that 618 is a bit intense, don't get me wrong, but 1.15 of an Ethereum does make a little bit more sense to me, because my minimum expected target for Bitcoin Cash is 13K, a little bit over 13K. And if I think Ethereum is going to go to 14K by the end of this cycle, then that would mean that we go a little bit above 14K, right? Which could be, maybe we go, I don't know, 1.15. That would be it'd be like 16K, right? Which isn't my target predictions. I actually do think we're going to see 20K or more, but that does at least hit the range that I'm expecting for Bitcoin Cash. And not only that, you know, coming out of this low, just looking at it for what it is, coming out of this low like this, whenever you finally break out, you're probably going to go back up to your most recent areas of support and test that as resistance, right? And that's right at your 618. So that kind of makes sense. MHAT, I hope that helps. I hope that's kind of what you were looking for or asking about. I do want to do some short-term analysis for what it's worth. I like the weekly chart. I really do like this support that you found on your 123 weekly moving average here. Higher lows, definitely doing new things. It's an uptrend versus Ethereum for sure. So one way or another, we can absolutely say that Bitcoin Cash is likely, very, very likely, going to outperform Ethereum this cycle, just based on the looks alone. The daily RSI does not look the best right now, but you know, maybe it turns up. Let's see. You know, I actually want to take this weekly here real quick. We're going to do the US dollar in a second, I promise you guys. Low to high. I mean, we could, yeah, I think we find support in this area. I think we do. 4 hours neutral, not really giving us a whole lot. I don't know. I'd like to see this get above, I guess that's not really, we're at 1.1 or 0.11 right now. That would be 0.11 there, so it doesn't go far enough in the decimals. Maybe the Kraken one would. Yes, it does. Okay. Right, because it's at 0.1061 here. On the other chart, it's just going to round, right? So it rounds up or it rounds down. So I guess the next target area would be to break 13.5% of an Ethereum. If we can do that, then that would look good, in my opinion, just based off of this chart. But they are slightly different charts. I actually want to see the daily RSI looks about the same. The weekly RSI looks... How did the other one look? Come on now. Gotta go back. Weekly. It looks the same. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I think you found your low. I think you're going to move up. All that to say. Okay. Let's move on to the USD pair. BCH USD on Coinbase here. $308 right now, you guys. I know yesterday and the day before I was saying we'd probably move up to the support areas here and then move down, but it looks like we didn't get that, did we? We couldn't muster up the strength. So down it is first. And that's okay, right? Ultimately, I hope everybody's prepared for this downside because I have been calling for that. Whether we moved up here first and then came down or just did what we did now, you know, whatever. We're going to probably make strides down a little bit lower. I think that 270 to 280 area makes sense, even as low as 260. I don't know about, some people are calling for like 230 or lower even. I don't know about that, but you know, the 618 right here is at about $288. We literally tipped it. Our low currently is at 288. Yeah, 288.67. This is at 288.01. I would think that we don't break 260. We don't break that 6.9, but that makes sense for a few reasons, because we do have support in this area back here. Lines up very well with the 6.9. We have resistance back here, a little bit of resistance back here. This price area does seem a bit significant. That doesn't mean we have to interact with it, but certainly I would not think we break below it. So something a little bit lower in this range is where I think we're going to go, and then we're going to be done. From a time perspective, we're very close. From a price perspective, we're very close. Everybody back up your trucks, right? Get your bags ready. We're going to fill them up and send to the skies, man. A little bit more downside to go. Getting out of the oversold zone like this and breaking back into it with yesterday's close is not a good look. That is a bearish engulfing candle. So I would think that we move lower. I wonder what the fib extensions would say off of this move here. 274, 258. I've been saying 270 to 280, right? So maybe that 270 to 260 range actually is where we're going to go. I don't think we go to 258. A lot of cryptos have been doing this thing recently that I've noticed, whether it's moves up or moves down, where they've gone to their 1414 and it's just below. It's like right in between their 1414 and their 1618, and that would be like right around 260, which is that area that we'd like to hold. So I stand by it. Yeah, probably instead of 280 to 270, maybe we can refine it a little bit to like 275 to 260, something like that. But I do think we're going to move a little bit lower. If I'm wrong on that, I would love to be wrong on that, by the way. If I'm wrong on that, that would mean that we hold 294. If we can hold 294, cool. If not, down we go. And I do think we're going to go down. And that's all I got to say, guys. That's really it. So if you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. I know it was a little bit different, a little bit weird, but that's just how it is sometimes. So take care. Bye-bye.